Hello everyone, welcome to Adi Trade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty levels for 27 June, Monday. Friday we had a nice bullish day. The daily candle was a nice bullish candle, but in terms of intraday trading there was nothing much. See, this is the 15-minute chart of Banknifty. There's hardly we could do any trade on Friday. But when we see a daily chart, it is a nice bullish candle. This is the daily chart of Banknifty that I've opened. Now let's directly get into the levels for Monday. I'm going to shift back to the 15-minute chart. See, Bank Nifty is right at this very good resistance at 33,750, right? We almost came to touch this. We came until on Friday, we came until 37,007, around 37,721, but failed to hit this resistance. So, and this resistance is along, see, why it is a good resistance is there has been thrice we have taken resistance here, twice so far, and almost even on Friday, thrice we have taken resistance here. And if this resistance break, there's a big gap. There's a big gap over here. There's a big gap down that happened, and that gap down is about 600 points, right? And as of now, based on SGX Nifty and how the global markets closed on Friday, it looks like we're going to get a gap up. SGX Nifty is indicating a 158 point gap up as of now. Today is Sunday, so Monday morning when the US futures open and the SGX Nifty open, this might change or remain the same. We'll have to see on tomorrow morning. So in case we get a gap up, right? In case we get a gap up, we're getting a 150 points means we'll get a gap up around 300 or maybe 400 or 500 points in Bank Nifty. I'm expecting around a 300 or 400 point gap up. And if I put the CPR, it is small because it will be visible clearly tomorrow. See, we have the R1 at about 33,700. We have R2 at 33,911 and R3 at 34,100. So if we get a gap up based on what SGX Nifty is indicating now, say consider a gap up of around 300 points, we are exactly opening where the R2 level is, this level. That would be 33,900. So in case we get a gap up here, the plan is to wait for that first 5-minute candle, see how it closes. Are we going to reverse back from here, or if there's a green candle and we are sustaining and going up, then probably go along until R3. See, I do have a feeling once we come into this gap, we will fill this gap at 34,300. But whether it will happen on Monday or the entire next week, we don't know, right? But my view is we might fill this gap. We have come up so much. And the other thing that we might even fill this gap and hit a level of 34,600 is this is again the 15-minute chart where I have the monthly CPR enabled. Almost we are coming close to the month end, right? This is the last week of this month. So in case this is the gap area. In case we come into the gap, we might fill this gap and even hit the CPR before this month ends. That is my view, which I'll be playing for. But if we get a reversal right over here, if we get a flat opening, okay, and see, if the bullish move might come if we open above this level, that is 33,750, which it looks like it is going to happen. In case we get a pretty flat opening, now say Monday morning the US futures are lower and SGX Nifty also opens pretty lower, we end up getting a gap down of 100, 200 points. This is exactly where we have the R1 of CPR. So if we gap down below this point, there's a good chance we might reverse again from here. See, even the previous time when we came here, we exactly took resistance here and fell. So the same thing might happen, right? So how much points we gap up on Monday is going to be very important. If we get a big gap up, there's a chance. See, and again, when we get a big gap up, right, it's not that this entire gap might get filled on Monday itself. We might come until RC, it might just be about 190 points and then remain sideways. Like what happened on Friday, the first 15-minute range never broke out. The entire day, we were just in the 15-minute range. So wait for that first 15-minute candle, see if it breaks out and then probably take a quick scalp until this R3. or even if this gap gets filled, we'll wait. That is the plan. If we get a pretty flat opening and take resistance here, then probably we'll go for a quick shot until CPR, and then we'll just have to wait to see if the lower levels are broken or this can be just a retest and go up. The best trade, the beautiful trade would be if we open somewhere here around 33,800 or 900, come retest this resistance, act this resistance, then will act as a support and then probably go along. That would be the best trade, but we'll just have to follow what the market does. And this is a very good level. In case we get a dip for some reason until 33,460, it will be definitely a good buy. So this is with Bank Nifty. Now just looking at the open interest, see there is some very good resistance. Sorry, this is Nifty. So there is some very good resistance at 34,000, and a very good support is coming in at 33,600 and 33,500. And if 34,000 breaks, the next level of resistance is 34,500. But as of now, there's a good resistance at 34,000. So that's why a lot depends on how we gap up or gap down. And another thing that is telling me that we might come until 34,600 is this Fibonacci retracement. See, this was a nice high, this was a nice low. When I placed this fib from this point to the most recent low, we have retraced until the 38%. If this breaks, we could come until the 50% and 0.6%. These are the good retracement levels. So even these levels can be touched if this 38% retracement breaks on the upper side. So that is my view, that we might come and fill this gap, but in case we don't come into the gap and start, if the sell-off comes in again, then yeah, definitely probably we won't be filling this gap, and if that is the case, we'll have to wait and then probably take a trade. But I do feel morning when we get a gap up, right, we will get that one quick move where we can scalp and make some money. That's what I'm looking for in Bank Nifty. And Nifty will be even more interesting to trade on Monday. See, this is the Nifty chart, 15-minute chart, where I've just marked the support and resistance. This line in fact can be moved all the way until here. And see, as of now, SGX Nifty is indicating a 158 point gap up, right? Now from Friday's close, if you see a 158 point gap up, exactly we are coming in this gap area where previously we have taken resistance thrice. We have taken resistance here, here, here. So there's a good possibility when we open here, we might take resistance here, right? So it's very important to observe even Nifty and Bank Nifty on Monday. So usually I just concentrate on Bank Nifty during the opening and then come and see Nifty a bit later on to see what is going on. Because right at the opening, there are many things that we see if we can get a nice scalping entry. So, but on Monday, I'll be even watching Nifty, because there's a thrice the price itself has shown it has taken resistance here. So what is the guarantee? Like, how can we confirm that this time we are going to break and go higher, right? So there's a good possibility even this time we might reverse. So that's why the opening is important. If we open and start coming into the gap, there's a good possibility. See, Nifty, this is a very big gap. Bank Nifty can fill the gap, but Nifty moving 300 points, it's not that easy. So that's why we'll make use of the CPR levels. We'll have R1, R2, and the other level where we can take some resistance is this area around 16,060, where previously also we had this level as a good support. So this would be one target. If the gap breaks, there's a possibility will come until here. If there is in the first 15-minute or the 30-minute time frame, right, if we do not break this level, and if we start coming down, there's a good chance we might come and retest this level 15,750. So the best thing to do is wait. See what happens in this waiting time is, see now say we exactly open here, okay, we get a green candle, you see, we'll see the RSI in 15 minute RSI is above 60, and if the volume is good on future start, we'll see the volume. If all that is good, yeah, probably we'll enter with a short target. But if as soon as we open, say the first 15-minute candle is a red candle coming into the gap, then just wait for some time, see if it's some kind of a false breakdown or something, and if we start coming lower, then yeah, probably we can short, and the first target is the 15,750. Now I'm going to go back to the Bank Nifty chart just to show a pattern. See, when this consolidation was going on, right, over here, we had this nice resistance area. We gapped up, it sustained above the gap, and then we shot up. So we have a similar chart pattern on the higher time frame on 15-minute here, where we are taking resistance on this gap. In case we break into the gap and sustain the gap, there's a good chance we might go up. And a similar chart pattern where is, I'll just go to an hourly chart so it will be more clearer. So this is the hourly chart of Bank Nifty, and no lines are there. Observe this day when between this May 6th over here where I'm drawing this line, we kind of had an inverted head and shoulder, but we had this resistance. When we broke out of this resistance, we got a nice good up move, then the selling came. So we have a similar chart pattern over here, right? It's not necessarily the same thing is going to happen, but just want to show that when we gap up above a very good resistance, there is more probability the market will go up, right? So there's a good possibility we might come. As I mentioned, even this fib levels is something that we'll need to keep a watch on. We might come until the 50% or even the 0.68, 68% based on the Fibonacci retracement. So that's one thing that I wanted to show, and we'll just look at the Nifty open interest. How is it placed? See, Nifty, there is some support at 17,700, though call sellers are there. A change in OI is showing good support and a good resistance at 15,900 and 16,000. So in case we come into this gap in Nifty, there's a good chance we might hit 16,000. If we come into this gap of 15,800, probably another 150 point up move can come at Nifty. So that's it for Monday. Let's see how it goes. It might be pretty volatile, but we'll just try to go with some short targets and hope we can make some money. Thank you.